I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, March the 1st. And the board has really been strong to start the week out here. After a big down on Friday, due to a lot of people thinking that the cattle on feed report was going to be very bearish, and then the feeder cattle contracts going down over $3. But then when the cattle on feed report come out neutral, the board came right back and actually bounced back a whole lot better than cash has. And it looks like here early this week that the board is going to pull cash higher, which is unusual but encouraging. You look at the board so far this week, live cattle futures. Let's go to April contract where most of the contracts are being traded now. Monday was up 55 cents. Tuesday up 242 to end the day on Tuesday at 117.92. Your February spot fat contract has made a big gain so far early this week and is up to 126.60 as it goes off the board. So that's more than $1.50 higher than what cash is, and pretty encouraging that we may see a $1 or $2 gain in the fat market this week. But we'll see what happens starting here on Wednesday. At your feeder cattle board, April contract, Monday was up $2. Tuesday up $1.15 to end the day on Tuesday at 124.70. Suddenly, look at August feeders all the way up to 126.22. So, some of those guys that bought those real expensive stockers there earlier this year and have some money in them on top of that, taking care of them through the cold spell there before they, a long time before they ever get a chance to turn those cattle out. They may have a chance to come out. Who knows? We'll see. But your weighted average on last week's fat cattle trade on a huge trade of 125,400 head of negotiated sales in the 5-area feeding region, which is the largest we've had in recent memory, twice as big as what we were averaging a couple, 3 years ago, and really healthy there. But you look at your live steers, they average 124.40. That's up $4.81 compared to the previous week. Dress steers at 195.90. That's up $5.99, almost a flat $6 gain there compared to the previous week. But you look, we've already had some trade, and I tell you what, these feedlots just cannot stick together. The cattle business is very individualistic. You can do what you want to, buy whatever kind of cattle you want, feed whatever kind of cattle you want, feed them how you want to do it. And that's a great thing about the cattle business, but cattle people do a very poor job of getting together. They're always out for each other, and they would just as soon ha-ha and point at somebody that got hurt in a wreck or didn't take advantage of a good market or something, as they would stick together and try to survive for everybody. And you look, and already this week we've seen them sell some cattle lower than last week's trade. 123 to 124.5, mostly for delivery late in March. And just taking the leverage away from their fellow negotiated traders, which a lot of these guys probably aren't negotiated traders. They're guys that contract all the time and just decided to do some short-term negotiated sales there. But, just eating each other. It's dog eat dog out there. Just like everybody's going to wait here on Wednesday to see what the Fed Cattle Exchange is going to do and then try to take advantage of it if they can. But nobody will put cattle on there to try to ensure its survival. And it's a sad thing to see, but that's just the way the cattle business is. And unless they get some kind of a union or something, which is totally against everything that most cattle people stand for, they'll just continue to try to kill each other off, and that's what it seems like they're doing. You look at box beef cutout values have soared early this week, late last week, early this week. Both select and choice carcasses are now over $200. First time we've seen anything like that since way last summer there. But look at your feeder cattle markets. Oklahoma City had a little over 7,500 on Monday. Feeder cattle $1 to $4 lower. Calves are mostly steady. Some pee-wee calves that guys are putting together for late wheat or early grass there, $4 to $7 higher. But we're starting to see some pee-wee calves come in. Of course, they're new crops, but some of them are kind of froze out and in a decent condition of what they want. But Joplin had their feeders $1 to $3 lower, and calves $1 to $2 lower. But you might wonder, you know, all these things I've been talking about are fundamentally positive. Why are these feeder cash markets lower starting out the week? Well, Monday they mostly were still in kind of a knee jerk from that big loss that we saw on the board there Friday. They thought, gosh, it sure didn't take much, you know, just somebody thinking that this cattle on feed was going to be real bearish, and the market just dumped like that, and nobody had any confidence in there. But then when we saw the board bounce back on Monday and bounce some more on Tuesday here, look at some Tuesday markets in Phillips, South Dakota. They had 5,000 head, which there is better demand. There was Monday too in McCook, Nebraska on Monday. In the northern plains, you get up there, and Phillip had 5,000 head, steady to $3 higher on all classes, up to $5 higher on some classes there. But you look at the individual quote out of Phillip, highest cattle you've seen in weeks and weeks and weeks, a load of, or huge load of 868 pound steers bring 130,275. That's the highest cattle of big feeding type cattle that we've seen in a long time. They were pushing on replacement heifers, made the feeder heifers higher. There was actually another load of big steers that sold at that same price, about the same kind of a deal. But really looking impressive here as we go on through into the middle part of the week. But that's 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you on Friday.